Hey, Todd Smith, MoneyFromApps.com, also Outlandish Apps. So today I want to try to do a quick video. Although I usually say it's a quick video, it never ends up being a quick video. But let's see if I can start the little thing here. And we will keep this under 6.5 minutes. Let's see. Yep, 6.5 minutes. So the total video will be 7.5 or 7 minutes, so I gotta keep it 6.5. Okay, so here we go. I wanted to jump on and do a video today just because some of the stuff that I talk about I'm more passionate about than others, and this is something I'm definitely passionate about, is creating a winner right out of the gate. I mean, I know that might not be like too much of a surprise to you. You know, who wants to lose? You know, who doesn't want to have a winner? But I've created hundreds of apps over the last, I don't know, 5-6 years. And, you know, sometimes you're chasing a trend. Sometimes you're doing niche stuff. Sometimes you're trying to create an app for the masses. Sometimes you're trying to create something completely new and change people's sort of thinking or perspective on what they need and why they need it. And there's a lot of different things that go into that. And it mainly, I guess to keep it simple, comes down to the more people you're trying to reach and the more unique you're trying to be, the more expensive it's going to be. So I was a little wordy. If you're publishing an app for a specific niche, it's easier to reach them. If you're trying to publish something for the masses and change the way that people do things, like a new productivity app or something like that, it can be really challenging because you're the first person to try something. The first person through the door usually gets shot. And obviously you can get around that if you have enough money and time and sanity or patience, because you can wait it out. You can use advertising and marketing and bring in some experts on the things that you're not good at, and find a way to sort of influence the market and what's the word I'm looking for? Educate the market. And one of those things would probably be influencer marketing. So the way that things are today with Instagram and Facebook and all the other social media outlets, you could spend a decent amount of money just picking careful influencers in your market, and then spend some money on advertising all at once or individually to measure the results, but to sort of canvas the market and get people interested in your thing. That's been a sort of a route that I've seen some people take, and we've dipped our toe in with influencer marketing, but I don't even know what you would call it. The thing I've been doing lately in the last month or two, I've been trying to sort of create my own influencer account on a much smaller level. So instead of reaching out to somebody with 1 million followers, 100,000 followers, and saying, hey, we'll split the revenue with you, let's throw our app on your page, we'll create something really cool, I think they'll like it, blah, blah, blah. We've done that. I've seen a few clients do that, and it brings in a decent amount of revenue, but you'd be surprised how, I don't want to say how low the conversions are, but like if somebody has 1 million followers and you share an app, you think like, oh wow, this is crazy. Like, it's going to be a paid app. They have 1 million followers. You know, it's like a $3 app. I mean, we're going to make 6 figures for sure, right? I mean, and I'm not saying that you can't, but it all comes down to the numbers. So it's like, out of those 1 million followers, how many people are engaged enough to even see the post? From those, how many people are going to read it and get to the end where the link is? From those, when they get to the app page, how many people are going to download it? So you can see how you have to start with enough people. Okay, I'm already at 4 minutes. I have 3.5 minutes. This is going to be ridiculous how quick I have to go. You have to start with enough at the front. So instead of doing that, I'm trying to start my own little channels for each individual app and go out and carefully try to work with some mid-level people to bring followers in. So I might only have 500 or 100 starting out followers, but they're highly engaged, and building that up organically for free. So when I launch, well, one, I'm not splitting the revenue because the margins and everything can be very thin. But I'll end up having something with a little more lasting value that I can control. So I better scroll down here real quick. This blog post is worth the read. Of course, I'm sure there's grammar mistakes and there's some ramblings, but the biggest part I would emphasize with a few is, of course, winning or a winner is really relative. You need to make sure you know what that is for you. You need to know who your user is going to be before you would sink a bunch of money into creating an app and how you're going to reach them. So, let's say you're building an app for people that, this is a dumb example, but people that love tomatoes. Maybe there's something out there, it's like a tomato cult, and you're building an app to solve a problem for tomato people. Well, there might be 1 million tomato people out there. A quarter of those people might want, so let's say 250,000 people could probably benefit from your app. How are you going to find those 250,000 people? How are you going to get your app in front of them at the right time for them to purchase it? I mean, are you going to have somebody that has 10 million? You find out that now there's 10 million crazy tomato people out there, and the math works out where of those 10 million, by the time they get to the app link, maybe 250,000 are going to be able to click on it. Or you're going to have to run advertising to people that show interest in crazy tomato things, whatever the hell that is. Okay, I'm coming up on it. Let's see if I can do this. I might be a little over 7 minutes, but the takeaways here, I know this is a lot of text. I probably should have broken it up a little bit, but the takeaways are, we already went over that, how you're going to reach the user, know when a win is a win, and here, and the reason I say, I know I'm going quick, but why a win is a win, because if you're just like, oh, I want the app to be successful, oh, I want it to be exciting, oh, I want people, like, do you want people to know about it? Do you want to make money? Do you want to say you have an app in the store and it really made like $20 in the first year? Do you want to break even? Do you want to make a few $100 a month? Like, you have to set this up and then go make it happen. I'm not saying that it always works, but it's a lot easier to say, okay, well, I want to make $500 a month with this app, and it's a nice little side project, and it's going to pay for some bills. So that means that I need to reach X amount of people, and as we go down through the steps, where it's probably at 7.5 minutes now total, we need to reach this many people. So by the time, they click and get to the app page and download it or whatever it is, you need to start with enough people, and that's the biggest problem I see these days. We've had challenges with it, and a lot of other people is they put a lot of thought into these custom apps or designs or whatever it is that they're trying to create, but they don't know how they're going to reach their customer, and they put all their money and focus and time and sanity into it, and then by the time it's done, it's beautiful or it's above average. There's things out there that are worse, that are killing it. People are like, oh, they're making 6 figures with an app. My app's twice as good. Why can't I get any traction? Well, it's because they've been there so long. People know that app. They know that process. They know that thing. So you have to combat against that, either by a unique positioning point to where, it's like this app, but it's better for these reasons, or you're going to need to find a way to get it in front of those old users. The want something new, and if you don't, people will not find it. They are not, a lot of times these apps, whether it's utility or entertainment or it's something more serious, the window is small to reach people. So if they have an app that's doing an okay job and they already paid for it and they don't have to go out and try to find something else, they're probably going to do that. You need to make it very easy for somebody to say yes to your app. So I guess I'm gonna move off that and go to this last thing. And this kind of plays into the whole thing with $1,000 in our link to a blog post that I wrote a week or two ago, where it talks about generate $1,000 with your app on Instagram, and I think I have a follow-up post which is an update to that, and it's zero marketing and advertising budget still yields, and I mean it's over $1,500 now, but last week or whenever it was at $1,468. So okay, we're gonna be maybe around 10 minutes. It is what it is. So this example is, if you want to make it, because everybody can relate to this. If you want to make $1,000 from your app over, it doesn't matter if it's over the first week or the first month or the first year. Maybe you're first starting out, and $1,000 in 1 year is a big deal. By the way, I know when I started out and I had an app, what was that making? Okay. When I got an app early on, like back in 2013, that was making like $20 a day. I mean, that's $600 a month. That was a big deal. I mean, $20 a day doesn't sound like a lot, but $600 a month, the bills that can knock out back then, I mean, it still can. And what is that? 6 times, that's $7,200 a year. Anyway, so it doesn't take a lot per day. It just takes you figuring out the process, and we're here to help you do that. You just need to have something that somebody wants, and then you need to know how to reach the people that want it. And then once you figure out that combination and you have 15% conversion, 10%, depending on the price point, and I go into that in the blog post, then you scale up. Then it's, okay, well, if I do nothing, I'm able to make $200 a month. If I put $100 a month of that in advertising, I can take my revenue up to $500 a month, or whatever it is. It's just, once the equation works, the product is good, the people verify that it's good, the conversions, it's happening, it's steady, then it's just, I hate when people say this, I hate when I say it, it's like gasoline on the fire, but you're just putting more people at the front of the funnel. So you just need to figure out the most cost-effective way to get more people in the funnel, I guess. And there's a lot of ways to do that. It's, Facebook ads and influencer marketing on Instagram and Facebook. You can build your own following. You can ask, depending on the app, you can have your friends share it. In family, which that's a slippery slope. I don't know. It depends how many apps you've had and how many people you've contacted to download your app and leave reviews over the years. I don't really do that much anymore, only to a few select people. But you just need to find the winning combination first, and it doesn't have to be killing it. I mean, I have a few apps now that bring in $15 a day, but it's like, it's passive, and if when I have time and if I want to go in and improve a few things and then scale those up, the conversions have been steady over the last month or 3 months or 6 months. So I know it's there. I know the product's good and the people want it. I just need to have a system to get more users in the funnel. So kind of a long rant there. I told you at the beginning of this video, I say it's going to be quick. It's never quick. I'm just going to finish what I want to say, because when you have the feeling to get into some of this stuff, I think a mosquito just bit me. You got to roll with it. So this last thing is, here we go, $1,000, and I just said 2 to 4 weeks because I think it's relatable. So maybe your paid app converts at 15% and it's $2.99. I'm a big fan of higher priced apps if the value is there. I don't think I have one that I am taking seriously less than $3.99. We have a lot that are $4.99, but I think most people are still on this. So consider raising your price. But if 15% at $2.99, you want to make $1,000. So after Apple fees or Google, in that month, 6 months or a year, whatever, you need $1,450 in sales, which is 85 downloads. Wow, that's nice. I'm gonna pause the video and correct that real quick. Okay. So now that these numbers match, so you need 485 downloads. So to get those 485 downloads at that 15% conversion, you need to set 3,200 people at the front of the funnel that are going to see the page. I don't mean impressions. I mean people that are on your app page. So how are we going to get 3,200 people to the page? Well, that's where a lot of the things that I said higher up in the post come into play. I've launched apps, app templates, software services with less than 100 people. I've done quite a pretty good launch before early on with like 100 people and launched a software product, and I don't want 100 people to sound like not a lot, and I definitely don't want it to sound like too much, because about all of us can scrounge like probably 20 to 30, 40 people. If you're building an app for something, there's a good chance you at least know where you can find 20 to 50 people that would be excited about your thing. And if not, then maybe do you know enough about the niche? I mean, you've got to know something. Either you're a part of the niche and you're building one of those products. It's like one of those passion ones where it's passion, but it still has legs, maybe. So, like, I don't know why this comes to mind. Actually, I know why it comes to mind. On a bike, I was going to say CrossFit, on a route that I ride on my bike, I cycle quite a bit. There's a CrossFit gym, and I've always wanted to do CrossFit, try it out. I think I would benefit, but I know, I just haven't tried it. I went to one class, and it was just like, holy shit. So maybe this winter, but every time I go by it, I don't even know why I'm telling you this. Every time I go by it, I'm like, oh, I got to try. Anyway, so let's say I was making an app for CrossFit people, and I was into CrossFit. There's a good chance that I can come up with 20 to 50 people that might be interested in CrossFit. All the people at the gym, the friends of the people at the gym, the friends' friends. So the point is, you should be able to get 100 people on your list pretty easy. Regardless if you're reaching out to Facebook friends directly or interacting, having them post. I'm about to do it again on one of my personal pages, and I'm going to say, like, hey, if anybody's interested in X, please comment below. And then when they comment, I'll probably reach out directly and say, like, hey, sounds good. What I'm doing is I'm building this, and I'd really like your feedback. You can sign up here to be on an early tester list or a pre-launch, and there might be some extras or some sort of a bonus or something like that. And you just build it up. And when you launch, you have these 100 diehard fans. That's the example I'm going to use. So we have 100 diehard fans. Now, here's what that looks like. We're going to take the 100 diehard fans, and there's a good chance that these days, those 100 diehard fans have 32 friends on social media or in person or a combination somewhere. The only people that don't have 32 friends or followers on social media these days are people you don't want to interact with anyway. And I say that as a joke, but I say it is in all seriousness. The people that are joining Facebook today for the first time and they're 55 years old are going to have 32 friends, more than 32 friends tomorrow, because Facebook's going to say, like, what high school did you go to? Who do you know? And before you know it, you're like 100 followers or 100 friends. It happens very quickly. So we need these 100 diehard fans to go out and do a few things for us, and some will do more than others. I have one particular user in a niche app that I have that goes above and beyond anyone else. Will post things in groups, comment, engage, share everything. And of course, we go above and beyond for her. We're there for support. I think we've incorporated some of her ideas into the app, and so you do what you can, but you need to build a following. You need some people on your side other than you. So last example would be, so I'm an app developer, and a lot of the apps that I build now are not for the same things I'm interested in. If I'm building niche apps, I've already pursued those. I've either pursued them and didn't like them, I pursued them and failed. I don't even really know if I've pursued any passions of mine specific, like not app stuff, but ideas, and they've done well, passion-wise. I think for you to do like a really good passion project, it either has to be a really solid idea, or you have to have a lot of time, you have to have a lot of money, patience, or it has to be like a side project. I think to just switch to a passion project, to say like, hey, I'm gonna quit my job because I like golf, and I'm gonna build, and you're not even that good at golf, I'm gonna build a business around golf. I'm gonna open a golf store. Like, you've gotta slowly go there. So this is a hell of a rant. I don't even know if it's a rant, but I don't even know what I was talking about there. I think I lost the thread. I was talking about, oh, I need these people on my side, these fans. So if I'm doing research for an app and there's a bunch of private access groups that I want to get in on Facebook so I can do some research and not even post, just see what's going on, see what people are posting and saying, without breaking the terms and conditions. But I get into these groups and then I'll reach out to specific people, and then we'll sort of do this thing where they're like early fans before something exists. When the thing comes out and we're posting, it doesn't even have to be private Facebook groups. It can be Instagram, private Facebook groups, public pages, personal accounts. Who do you think the friends of those people or the peers around them are going to listen to? Do you think it's going to be Todd, that's an app developer that they have no mutual friends with, and there's no reason for them to think that I'm not spamming them or trying to take advantage of them? Or do you think they're going to listen to one of their own that says, hey, and sometimes they mention me and sometimes they don't, hey, this guy Todd, hey, my friend Todd built this cool app and it's really neat and you should check it out. Like, you need to have other people on your side. You can't do it alone. You can try. I'm sure you can. I'm sure some people do. I choose not to do it by myself anymore because I think you can get much further by sort of teaming up with people, helping them and they help you. So now, to get those 3,200 people to the top of that app page, all we needed was 100 diehard fans that have at least 32 friends. So of course, some of them are going to have quite a bit more that are going to convert. Some people are like real active on social media, so their friends are going to listen to them or their followers, and some aren't. But it should average out, and we can get the 3,200 people to the app page. And that's pretty much it. I think I've went through all this. So that can be the difference right there. Having those 100 diehard fans, and again, I have one email list right now that has 35 people on it from an app. It's an app that you download, and then in the app there's a button at the back where you can sign up for exclusive updates. So it's not even that popular of an app, but of the 32 people that download, or the 32 people that signed up, the open rates are high. I'm doing research right now for like a second version of an app, a retooling of an app, and those 35 people on that email list that I just emailed earlier. Let me bring this up. It's probably like one of my worst apps too. Just in terms of design, I did it really quick. Let me take a look. Come on, man. Okay, so out of the 35 people I sent this email to, like, I don't know, an hour ago, 25 people, 25.71% already opened it. 25% open rate. I don't get 25% open rate when I send out app developer emails. I don't even get 20%. I don't know if I get 15, maybe 10 to 15, depending on what the email's about or whatever. So within an hour and a half, I have 25% of the people, 35 people. What is that, 7? 9. 9 people, maybe we'll get it up to 10 or 11, are gonna help me determine solely if I'm gonna spend a little bit of money and a kind of a lot of time redoing an app, and then of those 9 or 10 people, we'll take them and we'll multiply those out and have them go do some things for me, and then we can get the app rolling. I think that's about all I have to say today. Oh, damn. It's like a 25-minute video. That's really bad. It's really bad because the longer the video, the harder it is for it to process in this program, because I'm videoing myself and the screen, and for some reason it doesn't like that. It likes to crash. What is it? It's Camtasia 3. It's really good up to a certain point, and then of course, what is it? What's the Apple one? Whatever the expensive Apple one is, I had the trial for that, and it's pretty good, but it still doesn't like this file that this thing creates with me. But I like to have the video of me because I feel like it's more personable than me just talking on the screen, hiding behind it, going like, well, I do things on the internet and I don't really want to show my face. No, I have a bad tan and all, so just throwing it out there. It's Todd Smith, MoneyFromApps.com, also Outlandish Apps. Really glad I got to do this video. There's probably going to be some emails later this week or next week. We're putting together some stuff that kind of goes over this content. You can see we're doing more free marketing, so new to apps, create a winner, how to get good revenue without spending a bunch of money. There's going to be a blog post where we basically talk about the types of apps we're publishing and how the design costs are very, very low because the shell itself is built in a way where you don't need a lot of designs, but it gives the user quite a bit of features and benefits because it's user-generated content. So it's probably going to be something like a new app template bundle and maybe like a new mini course. I think less is more, so it would probably be like an iOS version, an Android version, like a really clean template combo, and maybe even a few mini courses, like like what we're doing on Instagram course, not something that's like 20 videos and like 10 hours long. Like, do these things in this order to get what we've done with this like 1468 or this $1,000 because I think in the past we've tried to show too much and it just overwhelms and it's confusing. So if we could just say like, hey, do this, do XYZ, launch app, contact them, ask them to do this, like build. I think you're going to get results and it's going to be more simple and less stressful. So that's it for today. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next video sometime. Yeah, see ya.